Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to the Q2 and H1 FY22 earnings conference call of Bank of Maharashtra. We have with us today from the management Shri A.S. Rajiv, MD and CEO, Shri A.B. Vijay Kumar, Executive Director, Shri Vijay Srivastava, GM FME, Shri Prashant Katavkar, GM Recovery, Shri Sanjay Rudra, GM Corporate Credit, Shri M. A. Kabra, GM Agri, Shri A. F. Kabade, CM Cramen and IRM, Shri Dhankar Sakpal, GM TIBD Treasury, Shri Suryakant Sawant, GM SMA, MSME and Retail. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode, and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star then zero on your touchtone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Shri A.S. Rajiv. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
A very good afternoon to all. First of all, thank you so much for arranging this conference call program. We are one day late. Usually we should have the same day. We could not able to do that. But in spite of that, giving an opportunity, it's a great privilege to talk to you, each one of you, regarding our performance of the bank. As you are aware that our bank is an 85-year-old bank having great presence in Maharashtra, and now it is all over India. During 1.5 years, we have opened more than 150 branches other than Maharashtra to cover up all India presence. As you are aware that for the past 10 quarters, bank is consistently showing a very good performance, and we have, as of now, we have reached around 3.27% of NIM, with NII growth of more than 25% consistently for the past 5 to 6 quarters. As far as operating performance is concerned, all operating ratios, whether operating profits or any kind of ratios, are improving quarter by quarter. Now we have almost reached around 3 lakh crore, that means 2.9 lakh crore business, with 1.16 lakh crore of advances and the balance with deposits. On an average, our growth rate is 12 to 15% is the business growth, and we are in the same steadily growing at the rate of 12 to 13% in case of deposits, and this current quarter advances is grown by 12% point to point, and we expect that by March we may be able to reach around 14 to 15% of advances growth and a deposit growth of 12 to 13%. During the current quarter, as far as operating profit is concerned, there was a good growth in spite of one or two exceptional items. One is rupees 225 crore is debited an exceptional item, not an exceptional item, but it should have been amortized over a 5-year period, or it should have been amortized over the remaining 2 quarters. Rupees 225 crore is employee family pension. So that we have absorbed during the current quarter. Second point is that depreciation, we have changed return value method to standard method in tune with IFRS, which has around another 25 to 30 crore depreciation for the current quarter we have debited. And the other profit on sale of investments has come down as compared to previous quarter by around 200 crore. This current quarter it was 125 crores. So these are the major impacts above the line at operating profit line it has happened. In spite of that, we could able to grow point to point basis 35 to 40 range, and As compared to June quarter also, profitability, operating profit was very stable, mainly because of the NII growth. In the meantime, the COVID provision bank is provided around 973 crore COVID provision during 3-4 quarters. We have not taken or returned or write back any amount. It will continue as a COVID provision and it will continue. Another point is that our investment portfolio is concerned, there was no depreciation, and we expect that another 25 to 40 to 45 basis point, it is protected in the present level of 6.35 to 6.40 range of 10-year benchmark. Average yield of investments, yield on advances, and cost of deposits all are improving. As far as asset quality is concerned, gross NPA is come below 6% and net NPA is below 2%. And for by March, we are expecting that both ratios will further improve. For the current quarter, Shrey Infra, one of the major accounts, it was around 550 crore. It was fully provided and written off from the books. SMA is concerned, SMA is coming around, SMA 2 is around 1% to 1.1%, continuing that. And restructuring portfolio is there, total restructuring portfolio is around 5,900 crores. Out of that, 2,000 crore is retail and another 2,000 crore MSME, 1,000 crore corporate and 1,000 crore restructuring is old restructuring portfolio. But the portfolio is concerned, the rate of slippage is only 0.45 to 0.46 is from the restructuring portfolio. That means that we are sure that the restructuring portfolio is doing very well and there may not be have any issue with the restructuring portfolio is concerned. As far as capital adequacy is concerned, at present the capital adequacy is very comfortable with more than 11% CAR in Tier 1 and the balance under Tier 2. After the results, the next day we have raised 1,000 crore Tier 2 from LIC with a rate of 7.86 and this will further improve the capital adequacy ratio for the current next quarter. As far as branch expansion is concerned, as I earlier told, and we are going to open 2,000 branch within 5-6 days and another 100 branches in the pipeline, and all these branches are opening with minimum 5 crore business minimum, the opening stage itself. So last year we have opened 111 branches. Out of that, more than 100 branches is profitable from the same month itself. So the total branches opened for the past 1.5 years is 112 branches and the total business is around 1,500 crore business from the totally new branches. As far as digitization is concerned, bank is under full swing. 94% of the transactions are under a digitized mode and all digital opening of SBI, FD or loan accounts, everything we have started, and over a period of time by March we may be able to do that at least 20 to 25% of the total new accounts will be switched over from physical mode to digital mode. As regards digitization is concerned, another point is that we have already started our loan life management system. Now is almost stabilized and 95% of the more than 95% of the new loan accounts are opening an end-to-end system through loan life mechanism and there is no manual intervention is concerned. So we bank is also started the same proportion we are trying to continue at 60-40, that is 60 under RAM sector and 40 under corporate sector, and for the current quarter also it has reached 61-39 is the present position. So we will continue that. So these are the major area I wanted to brief upon you, and if you have any other area if I left out, you can ask through the question and I will come back to you. Along with me, our Executive Director, Mr. Vijay Kumar, and all general managers, including Treasury GM, and all general managers are with me. So so that we can give you whatever the answers is required. We can now itself we will give for whatever the questions you can raise. Please raise. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and one on the touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and two. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. Reminder to the participants, to ask a question, please press star and one. The first question is from the line of Sneha from Shubhkam Ventures. Please go ahead.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, sir, just wanted to know two to three questions from my end. How are we seeing the overall loan book growth from here on for the next 2 quarters as well as for the next fiscal? Second question is, what would be your guidance on the run rate of the slippages we can expect, considering the restructuring also? And how are we seeing the overall recoveries and upgrades, and where do you see from here on also gross and net NPA to be settling out? And third would be any outlook on the credit cost you would like to give us.
Loan growth at present, as of now, it is 11 to 12% is the point-to-point basis. That's what I earlier told, that we are expecting around 14 to 15% loan growth during the year-on basis. Slippages is concerned, this current quarter, the main slippage was one bigger account, that is Trade Infra 550 crore. Otherwise, the balance only 500 crore, that is only 0.5% of the total book of the loans. So we are of the opinion, according to us, there is no bigger accounts at present. So the maybe 0.5 to 0.6% of the book may slippages chances are there for quarter-on-quarter basis there. As far as recovery is concerned, for the last quarter, our recovery, other than DHFL recovery, because we have already written off the account, it was come under provisioning recovery. It was around 670 crore was the recovery. So our slippage, real slippage is lower than the recovery rate. So the current quarter also, we are expecting that the same trend will continue. There is not much issues regarding recovery or slippage is concerned. Credit cost will continue around 1 to 1.5%, because 0.4 to 0.5% is the slippage for the quarter we are expecting. Because of as far as restructuring is concerned, only 14.63 crore is the flipped during the current quarter from the restructured book of around 2,000 crore. So the same trend will continue. As I earlier told, that out of 6,000 crore restricted book, 2,000 is from retail. That's mainly housing loan and other things. It's a temporary adjustment is made. We are not expecting much slippage in that portfolio. Another 2,000 crore is MSME portfolio. MSME, as you are aware, that little stress was there earlier, but now things have changed, and slippages may happen from only from MSME, the area where it may come to 0.2 to 0.3% of the slippages. And corporate is concerned, more than 1,100 is there, only 2-3 accounts, bigger accounts, and accounts are doing very well. So from restructured book also, there may not be any issue. But even if any small amount slippage comes, that is why we have kept 1,000 crore, around 976 crore COVID provision. We have not withdrawn any amount, and we have kept as it is that. Now that will continue. It will be a good question to the bank.
Consider growth which you are saying of the 14 to 15%, any fundraising plans we are expecting?
So we have already raised 1,000 crore immediately the next day of our result. 1,000 crore we have already Tier 2 raised, and Tier 1 is almost more than 11% is there, and we have 1,000 crore cushion is there in the COVID provision, and profitability also for the current quarter is not added for that. I think that will be sufficient for that. Though we have 3,000 crore equity raising, only 400 crore only we have raised. So if it is required, Q4 or Q1 of next year, we may go for either QIP or SPO for another 1,000 crore of equity. That is the plan.
And how are we seeing the overall fee income and the operating expenses to be moving on? Because now recently I've made a extra pension provision of rupees 200 crore. That.
So yes, extra provision of 229 crores is made and fully we have observed. So that much amount of operating expenses will come down in future. And depreciation also was made around the 35 crore. It's a one-time because change of depreciation policy from return on value method to straight line method. So these are the 2-3 areas it may not come under this one area where income is affecting is that we last 2 quarters we have sold off our PSLC certificate from the priority sector. We got it 75 plus 75, 150 crore, and that income 74 crore may not come up to that level during the coming quarter. That is number one. Number two is that profit on sale is first quarter Q1 it was 300 crore, Q2 it is 125 crore. So the Q2 figure may continue in profit on sale also. So, but operating profit wise, I think we are very comfortable for the coming quarters is also in the same range or with whatever the growth rate of double-digit growth in the under operating profit is possible.
Okay. Got it, sir, and all the best.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, to ask a question, you may press star and 1. The next question is from the line of Avinash Tanawde from Dalal & Broacha. Please go ahead. Mr. Avinash, your line is, please go ahead with your question.
First, thank you for the opportunity, sir. Our cost to income ratio.
Sir, but we cannot hear you clearly. It's very low.
First of all, thank you for the opportunity, sir. Our cost to income ratio has improved to around 46.8%. Do you see this is stabilizing here, or do you see some improvement from here? What is your comment for future, sir?
Yes, cost to income ratio further it has to come down.
Okay, and what will be the trigger points?
Trigger points is that employee cost is concerned, as I just now I told that 250 crore, whatever the employee cost growth is already fully provided. We have not amortized. And earlier operating cost also around more than 100 crore. We have kept 100 crore provision is kept for the under operating expenses also for COVID. So that is an exceptional item, and these are just kept as a cushion actually. So that was the reason that operating cost to income ratio was slightly high. So in coming this, according to me, it will be below 45. If it is, and over a period of time, it will go to 42, 43 range, or at the end of the 23, I think we are expecting it will come to 40 range. That is our expectation.
And what is our plan for branch addition?
Branch this year also we have already board is already given the permission of another 100 branches. So okay. That is in the different stages, and it is doing that.
Okay, and so our ROA for the current quarter was around 0.53%. Yes. When do you see this ratio improved up to 1%?
So I think that it will take another 1 to 1.5 years minimum. Because 0.53, by March, I think we may be able to reach at the range of around 0.6 to 0.65 range. And maybe next year, further 25 to 30% growth, and maybe another 2-year time, I think it is possible that. Mainly, the post was credit provisioning was the major area. Now that credit provisioning almost stabilized and provisioning has come down, net NPA ratio also come below 2, and gross NPA ratio also has come down. So we don't have much envisaging in case of credit provisioning is concerned. Then automatically the profitability, net profit will go up.
Are you looking to change your loan mix tail towards retail or any other new products you want to launch?
So we will continue with that. The board approved direction is that farm sector 60-40 is the level, but it can go up to maximum of 5%. That is maybe 55 to 45. More than that we cannot able to go. So we will continue to be at the level of around the 60-40 range. 60 is the RAM and 40 will be the maximum corporate.
Okay, sir. That's it from my side. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Naishi from Acko General Insurance. Please go ahead.
Hello, sir. Congratulations on a great set of numbers. I actually have 2 or 3 questions. So the first one is that could you give us some color on, disbursements that have been done and, the breakup of those disbursements and compare it with the previous year and the previous quarter?
Our General Manager Credit, Mr. Rudra, is with me. He can give you that.
Good afternoon. As initially it was decided that you will focus more on the RAM sector, which comprises actually retail, agri and MSME. So that area we are progressing day by day, and our growth in the retail is around 14%. MSME also has shown good growth on year-on-year basis, 22%. But now in the current and corporate we are doing well. Corporate also some infra project which has been identified and financed during the last year. Some new projects also we have assessed and sanctioned, so that disbursements are also in the pipeline. Almost 25,000 crores line of credit is already sanctioned, which in the phased manner the disbursement will happen. So the corporate will also grow, but major focus is towards the RAM sector.
Okay, and would it be possible to just give like a number in terms of the disbursements, current quarter and like the previous quarter and the previous year?
Current quarter, almost our disbursement was in the range of 15,000 crore because there were a good amount of prepayment also had happened last quarter. Current quarter we are expecting, because our target for the current quarter is around 1,23,000 crore of advances. So we are expecting the disbursement of around 12 to 15,000 crore in the current quarter.
All right, sir. Also, we've seen an increase in the interest income in the current quarter as compared to the previous year, in spite of a lower yields and advances. So could you, give us some idea regarding how that has happened?
As I said, our average advances is increasing day by day. Earlier the average advances were around in the range of the 90 to 95,000 crore, but in the last quarter it increased to 1,08,000 crore. That is why the overall interest earning has improved.
All right, sir. And also, I don't know if I missed this, but could you just give an idea about what number, like what is the slippages expected from the OTR book in the upcoming quarters?
No, it was already informed that around 0.4% is the slippages from the OTR in the last quarter. We are not expecting very high slippages because our retail restructuring book is around 2,000 crore. Though the restructuring is done, but these are the good accounts and the recoveries have started forthcoming. Now the economic improvement that has improved. 1,000 crore corporate sector restructuring which we have done, there we don't envisage any slippages in the current year or in future also, because those accounts are well performing accounts. And MSME is the 2,000 crore of restructuring has been done. There was some stress earlier, but now with the improvement in the economy, there is also no much slippages we are expecting. Last quarter only 14 crore was the slippages, which was 0.4% of the total restructured book. So that was the situation. So we are not expecting very high slippages in the restructured book.
Just I want to add, since you have raised slippage in retail, we can tell that in respect of retail restructuring, most of the restructuring is backed by collateral. So even though there is a slippages are there, so securities are there in the power immovable properties, we can recover it. So we are not investigating higher NPA, as well as if any slippage is there, we are able to recover it.
All right, sir. Thank you. That's all on my end. Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, to ask a question, you may press star and 1. The next question is from the line of Karishma Arora from Ruchi Investments. Please go ahead.
Hello, sir. Congratulations on the set of numbers. So my only question is the employee cost levels is quite high quarter on quarter. Any particular reason for this?
No, employee cost is last year only, it has mainly bipartite settlement, it has improved that. And second point is that this time we have made 100% provision for family pension. As you are aware that family pension is increased from 20% of the total pension cost to 30% last month. So that also 100% we have done that. Otherwise, the employee cost and the number of employees are not increased, but the employees are almost in the same level. So there will not be any increase in employee cost, but in case of pension cost, gratuity and other cost, whatever it is there, because when the benchmark rates are come down, more yield also has come down, then automatically contribution towards the employees are increased for the past one or two years. Now that also is stabilized now because there is no much additional cost. So this same employee cost, this type, it will continue for that, for the coming quarters also.
Noted, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Before we take the next question, reminder to the participants, anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1. The next question is from the line of Nitin Gandhi from Crips Trade Capital. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much for permitting me to take questions. So, can you share some thoughts on your rural retail SME? What are the new products you are targeting to launch, and how do you, because your aspiration to have 15% overall growth for this year looks decent, but what are your steps in this direction, if you can share something on that? Because housing and infra.
Yes. So our GM retail is Mr. Sawant is with me. I think he can brief you regarding how the growth rate, how it is going, and which are the sectors is growing there.
Yeah, good evening. If you see our MSME portfolio, it has grown almost 34% in the previous financial year. This year also, we are expecting the same growth. And as on date, in YoY basis, we have shown the growth of 21% nearly in MSME. The major focus what we are giving is on the GST product, which we have made it very simple, rather than insisting for the traditional way of lending, the PMA and all other things. We are relying only on the GST returns which have been filed by the borrowers. So this product has given us a lot of boost in the credit growth as far as MSME is concerned. The other products also we have reformed the products, and Mahadoc product is also there, and some more products we have revived and made it a customized one. So that is why we are getting good growth in the MSME portfolio. As far as retail is concerned, this time also we have shown the growth of 14% nearly on YoY basis, and considering the festive season ahead, again we have come out with the very aggressive discounts and waivers of the processing fee, and all other aspects are also there, which we will be focusing for credit growth in retail. We are coming out with customer outreach program district wise and zones wise, and for the next 2 months, we have already finalized the dates wherein we will be conducting customer outreach programs, where we will be focusing in the particular area, and clusters also we have formed in a number of zones, wherein we will be focusing on those clusters, and we have given very aggressive terms for those clusters so that we can take over a good number of accounts from all of the banks also. Number two, again now recently, for 3-4 days back, we have come out with a good scheme, that is for takeover of CMR 1 to 4 accounts as far as civil ratings are concerned. There we have given very aggressive or competitive pricing also, and processing fee waivers also are there. So those will be a key factor for growing our MSME as well as retail portfolio. Digital platform also we have done a good thing, and digital loan processing also we have include, and in that home loan products, car loans and education loans, these all are we have made digitized, and end-to-end kind of process is already there. So this also we are expecting a good response. And one more thing is that Ghar Wapsi, that those customers during our PCA tenure who had left the bank, we are targeting those customers and requesting them to come back with giving a good terms, because these customers, they are very happy with the services of Bank of Maharashtra. However, because of the non-competitive terms which we were not able to give them during our PCA time, that is why they had left the bank, considering their growth in the business. But this time, considering the bank's overall image in the market, we are very confident that these customers will come back to us. So this will be a overall phenomena wherein we are expecting that the RAM sector will grow considerably.
So can you share RWA figures and your color, some going forward your strategy?
RWA is around 76% of the total credit outstanding, which is approximately 86,000 crore is the RWA.
So something more if you can share. How was it? How is the moment, and going forward, what are your plans?
Yeah, as we are moving towards the advances like gold loan and this GSL, that pressure on the RWA will not be much. There we have focused now approach for growth in that gold loan portfolio.
And in addition to that, in the previous 2 quarters, we have taken almost 12,000 crore exposure, which are backed by the state government guarantees, where the risk weight is much lower at 20%. So we have done a lot of things to conserve our capital. As a result, our CRAR for September 21 is 14.67, in spite of the growth of almost 8,000 crore of advances during the period.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, to ask a question, please press star and 1. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1. The next question from the line of Mahesh MB from Kotak Securities. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, sir. Just one question. In the second half of this year, outside of NARCL resolution, what is the visibility that you have on the corporate side, like what you saw in Diwan this quarter?
Yes, this quarter we also have some NCLT corporate accounts lined up like DSKDL, StarTech, Usher International. So there we are expecting the recovery will definitely come. And now, as you know, that this NCLT benches have started in full strength. There are certain accounts which were already filed but not admitted, that also will get admitted, like JP Associates and Vidarbha Power, Amrapali, etc. So the recovery will come in such cases.
So these are ones where the borrower, the new buyer has been identified and has been accepted by the committee of creditors.
Yes, no. There are certain accounts which already been settled and means regulation has been passed already, like Fabtech and DSKDL and this Usher International, Amtech also, where the recovery will is expected now as per this line.
It was expected before September, but it cannot happen. We are expecting before November that.
Sure. And how much would that total quantum look like for you?
Around 5 to 600 crore we are expecting.
Okay. And you have any visibility of a corporate slippage coming in, or you think that large corporate is holding up exceptionally well?
At present, there are no big accounts. Now only one remained of Srei that is now declared. So there is no further we expect in big accounts.
Okay. So for you, large corporate, there will be incrementally no provisions to be made. In retail and MSME, whatever slips, that is the only area where you have stress today.
Yes. But, we don't know. At present, it may be large corporate, but future we don't know that some of the accounts may come or not. But at present, we don't have anything even in SMA2 also, SMA1 also.
And do you think that the recovery and upgrades in second half will be higher than the first half?
Of course. Definitely that because of small accounts, especially in case of agriculture, you know that our agriculture portfolio is slightly, it is a high level of NPA was there, though it is come down slightly. But in second half, some of the agriculture portfolio has to speed up the recovery. Then small accounts, there is a good chances of recovery are there. They are already classified during Q1 and Q4 of last year.
Sorry, the reason I'm asking is in your expectation today, you are expecting a decline in gross NPL. Is that a fair assumption for the end of the year?
It's a very clear indication that, and it is definitely it will come down.
Okay. If I were to just take this forward, when you're saying my ROAs for this financial year will probably be at best improving to about 60 basis points, if credit cost doesn't seem to be a problem because corporate seems to be the case, retail recoveries and upgrades are better, where are you making the incremental provisions for the second half?
Further, we have to bring down net NPA now. Net NPA ratio is around 1.72. If we want to reduce it to below 1%, then definitely we may have to go for a little more provisioning in case of NPA.
So these would be statutory provisions as they move into various buckets.
Statutory provision. Statutory, our provision coverage ratio is more than 93%. Statutory provisions are not required. This is only to clean up the balance sheets and bringing down the asset quality.
And sir, when we are talking about credit cost, we should see credit cost in perspective that we are making additional provision that is not required. So that credit cost is not actual credit cost. Because of that, bringing the net NPA below certain level, we are making that, and it is also dragging our ROA. Otherwise, our ROA would have been more. So we want to give more operating profit towards provision in order to bring down our overall net NPA ratio.
Perfect. Very useful. Thanks. Thanks a lot.
We give more strength to balance sheet, and you see that we are holding the COVID provision 1,000 crore. That is the balance sheet. Any slippages, any surprises, we are able to absorb this off.
Perfect. No, the idea was to understand where are you making the provisions for. If it is only for a reduction in net NPL, it is a very good process. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Participants who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 now. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1. As there are no further questions, I would now like to hand the conference over to Shri A.S. Rajiv for closing comments.
So thank you so much. Our ED, Mr. Vijay Kumar, whether Mr. Vijay Kumar, he can have a word.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
please.
sir. Am I audible, sir?
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Honorable MD and CEO, sir, and all the general managers. And thanks for all the analysts who have joined today for this Q2 results of yearly 21-22. I'm extremely happy to share with you. I'm calling from Kerala. I'm a Kolhapur. Maybe my voice may not be as clear as possible. But very happy to share that bank has been doing a very good performance quarter after quarter. I'm very happy that all the analysts have put a so fantastic questions, and we are hope at the bank will do much wonders in coming days. And I would like to say from my desk, not only in numbers, and we are also focusing on compliances. When we are improving on compliances, controls and internal controls, naturally then our numbers also grow in coming days. And as our MD has rightly said, we have been focusing in all parameters, not only improving the CASA, improving the RAM, and also quality of assets and profitability. We are also equally giving importance to the technology, that is the digitalization. So we want to be number one in case of technology also. Hopefully all-round performance will continue in quarter after quarter. This is what I would like to share, and also convey my sincere thanks to the analysts who have joined this teleconference. Thank you very much for giving us opportunity to talk from Kolhapur. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. On
Thank
behalf
you.
of Bank of Maharashtra, that concludes this conference. Thank you for joining us, and you may now disconnect your lines.